Yeah, we about to make some bread pudding. I did my makeup so cute, honey. I ain't want to take it out. But anyway, we about to make some bread pudding. Let's start our video out with going over the breads I'm going to use. So I got some old donuts that I had in the freezer, so we're going to use those. I got some brioche bread that I'm going to use. And I'm making a big bread pudding. And some of these good old stale French baguettes, right? So the first thing you want to do is rip everything apart and put it into your bowl. And when I tell you this sucker stale, Chad, it's stale. We're going to use some scissors. Hard as a freaking brick. You hear it? It's perfect. All right, I think the scissors making more work for me. So we're going to do that first. Let's get all our bread into the bowl. So for the amount of bread that we have, I'm going to use, I'm going to use about 8 eggs. Because we do have a lot, so. Let's do this because that's making me mess up. I already got a shell in my stuff. I got a shell. Come out of there. We are not chasing shells, child. Not going to do that. So we gotta go fishing and get that out of there. Come out of there, buddy. Alright, so I went and watched my bread pudding video, the very first bread pudding video that I created. And this is gonna be way better because we didn't give y'all no ingredients on the other one, right? That was terrible. Alright, egg number 2. 3, 4, aka 4, 5, aka 5. Get in there, bud. 6, aka 6. 7, aka Sam. And 8, aka 8, hunty. Alright, so we got our 8 eggs in there. I hope y'all writing this down. 8 freaking eggs, baby. 8 huevos. 8 huevos. Okay, so we're going to first add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1, actually 2, with that much bread, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna put a cup of milk, and I'm using 2% milk because I'm just used to purchasing it when I do buy milk. You can use whole milk. Whole milk is much better. I use 2 cups of that. So 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 2 cups of the 2% milk. I'm going to add in, this is condensed milk, but it is coconut sweet condensed milk. See? You say it? You say it? So this is coconut condensed milk. And I'm putting all of this in. So this would be about a cup. All I did was open the can and put it in this bowl. All right, so we're going to use a teaspoon of allspice. How I know that's a teaspoon? Because I know it's a teaspoon. That's how I know. We use a half a tablespoon of cinnamon. Come on here, bud. There we go. Half a tablespoon of cinnamon. And then we're going to use 1/3 a teaspoon of nutmeg. 1/3. Okay. Yep. Just like that. Gonna have a lot of flavor, honey. Tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. And you could use imitation if you like. It's up to you. It's your bread pudding. Use what you got at the house, baby. All right, and I'm going to use a little bit of the imitation butter flavor. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. And how I'm going to measure that, I'm going to pour it into the cap. Just like that, and then pour it in. So 1 cap full. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and add in my raisins. You know, these raisins need a little help coming out of that child. Add my raisins in there. Because I like raisins in mine. Sure do. Yep, just like that. I'm going to put a little bit of cranberries in there. Dried cranberries, not fresh cranberries. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to put some pecans in there. Just like that. So I would say half a cup of pecans. If you are allergic to nuts, then I wouldn't do it. All right, I'm get my bowl on here. Don't want this splash method. There we go. 1 cup, do 2 cups of sugar. So I'm using Marina pure cane sugar. It's the best. I'm using 2 cups of that. Brown sugar. All right, then we're gonna put in 1 more can of evaporated milk. Actually, half of it. Use half because the other half we're gonna use when we make our sauce, our rum sauce. So keep half, okay? All right, you can turn that off. We're going to here. All right. It's good. Then we're going to pour this custard all over it. Please be careful. You do not want to waste this. Stacey Cooper. Y'all know I be talking to myself. Pour it just like that. Where's my spatula? Get all that goody goodness out of there. Smells freaking delicious. Alright. We got that. You're going to want to take a stick of butter and melt it. You can melt it in the microwave. But you're going to want to melt it. Trust me, you're going to want to melt it. Alright. But we're going to do that right before we get ready to put it in our pan. But this mixture, I'm going to let it set for hours and hours and hours. So it's not going to set in this bowl like this. It's going to set in a container. So it's going to set in this tub. If you don't have this kind of tub, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Use a bowl. Use whatever you have. Use a pot. You know, you got a pot, put a lid on it. A pot with a lid, or you got foil, you got plastic wrap, put it in a pot, put the plastic wrap on it, and then just keep going back, checking on it, you know, stir it around. Cause you want all the bread to soak up this goodness, right? I could have just broke it up in this tub, huh? I wouldn't have to wash that pot out. I mean, that bowl out. But anyway, so you want to mix it around just like that, real good. And then I'm going to pop the lid on it. All right, just like that. And then every now and then I'll come and turn it over. Before we add our bread pudding to the pan, we're going to butter it. It's a nice little even layer of butter. It helps brown the bottom of it and gives it extra flavor. And I'm using salted butter. You can use unsalted butter. It's whatever kind of butter you use in your home. And I use real butter, not margarine, honey. I use a real butter. Real butter. I sure do. All right. All right, let's get our mixture. We already got one pan in the oven. We're fixing to add this one. So when I open the oven, you're like, she already put one. Yeah, I did. I just jumped ahead of the class. Just want to mix it around really well, just like that. And then I'm going to pour it into the pan. All right, we're going to spread it out in the pan just like that. And these big pieces like this, we're just going to take scissors. So these pieces are still stale. So no liquid got in there, none whatsoever. But it's going to make it delicious because it's going to all bake together. So I'm just going to cut. In it. All right. Now, if you want it to really be softened, honey, let the mixture sit overnight. Let it sit overnight. This is set for hours. I want to say about 6 hours. Not even 7 hours, just about 6 hours. All right, we're going to cover it with some foil and place it into the oven. Over here to the oven. And then we're going to get that into the oven just like that. On 350 for an hour and a half. All right, we're going to place it back in there. Uncovered for another 30 minutes. All right. See how I formed that beautiful crust? My glasses and the camera steamed up, but that is what we want, so we can pull it out now. Look how pretty. Look at that, look at that. Now we gotta make our rum sauce. So let's go ahead and get our sauce together. All right, for our sauce, we're going to use 8 tablespoons of butter. So we have 2 bread puddings, so we're going to use, it's 4 tablespoons for each pan. So we got 2. All right, we're going to use 2 cups of sugar. Fill my container back up. I'm going to use a cup of brown sugar. And a tap of allspice, just a sprinkle of nutmeg, and some ground cinnamon, just a little bit of that. I'll say evaporated milk, Add some of that. So 1 can of evaporated milk. So we're gonna add some heavy whipping cream. 2 tablespoons, no, 1, 2, 3, 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. Add in some vanilla extract, 1/3 a teaspoon. Stir. You want to bring that to a boil. All right, when it starts boiling, just like this, turn it into lava. This is when we pour in our rum. You're supposed to use dark rum, but I don't drink, and y'all know I've had this rum forever, so it's good. It's alcohol. So I'm gonna pour in 1/3 a cup. Yep. That. The alcohol is gonna cook off, but we'll keep the flavor. Just a little pinch. And stir. All right, turn the heat off. Stir because you don't want it to stick. And you don't want to burn it. You do not want to burn your sauce. If your finger ain't broke, hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna put a few raisins in here. Y'all see how thick it's gotten? Don't really need raisins because we got it all in the bread pudding. This is literally just our rum sauce, right? Look at that. Isn't it pretty? All right, let's add us a small, I'm talking about a tiny amount of raisins. Y'all see that ain't a whole lot of raisins, chat. Just a small amount, and then we're gonna add a small amount of pecans. That's because we already have pecans, raisins, and cranberries in our bread pudding. So we're not trying to add too much more. We just want, you know, some in our sauce. Isn't that a beautiful caramel sauce? Thank you guys for sharing your time with me. And the best way to heat this up, because 1 pan is going in the freezer. I'm going to cut it up, put it in the freezer. But the best way to heat it up is if you pull it out the freezer, let it unthaw, and then put it in your air fryer so it can crisp your top back up. I just added some of that whipped topping to the top of it. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you once again for sharing your time with me. I pray God touch you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, and that you remain blessed all the days of your life. See you on the next video.